Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips team leaders to lead through the challenges they face every day. So, today, I want to discuss the importance of knowing your why, specifically, why you lead. Now, I've been working on what my why is for quite a while, and this past week, I had a light bulb moment, thanks to my wife, Jen. The cool thing is that I think you can follow these same steps that she walked me through to figure out exactly why you lead and know why it's so important. Before I begin, I want to remind you about our free product we're giving away this whole month that will increase your productivity. And when you download this product, you'll also have the opportunity to join our free 14-day challenge that will focus on retention and retaining your top talent. This 14-day challenge will be conducted similar to a mini mastermind, and it'll offer tips and challenges every day. To get both of these free offers, please visit clcteam.com/hiring question or simply click on the link in today's show notes. All right, as I mentioned, today I want to talk about discovering your why or your purpose, because ultimately, just about everything you do in life may be centered around this one thing. And it may be what really gives you passion and drive to do what you really want to do. So just last week, I was reading about how somebody struggled a lot, but ended up getting through their struggles because they kept focused on their why. Now, hearing this, it motivated me to pull out my why statement that I had written down and rewrite it just a little bit, because the one I had didn't really get me all charged up like I had read how it worked for this one person. Now, don't get me wrong, it motivated me, but it just didn't get me fired up and excited the way it did for the person I read about. So I sat down and started working on a draft, and after about 30 minutes, I felt really good about this working draft that I'd come up with, and I shared it with my wife. Here's one version that I had drafted. I want every leader to feel equipped and confident in their leadership abilities and know they are not alone when they struggle. So, like I said, that was just a working draft, and my wife looked at me dead in the eyes, shaking her head, and said, "That's not your why." Now, I was a little taken back and kind of offended, to tell you the truth, but she immediately asked me, why did I just read what I read? She said, "Why do you do that?" And I answered, because leaders don't get enough training, and I want to provide them with training and a place where they can interact with other leaders. And I excitingly said, that's my why. To which she asked why I wanted to do that. Now, I answered by telling her that the majority of leaders just don't get adequate training, and most leadership training is too expensive for many to pay for it. And she said, "So what? Why is that important? Why do you want to help leaders?" So this went on for a few minutes or so, and I was getting pretty ticked off the more she pressed by simply continuing to ask why. She was whying me to death, for crying out loud. And finally, I yelled back at her and I said, "Because I've had lousy leaders throughout my entire life, and that sucked. And nobody should ever have to deal with a lousy leader." Now, when I said that, and I said it pretty excitingly and pretty ticked off, she looked at me and smiled and said, "Now that's your why." And at that moment, a huge light bulb came on for me. I mean, for the first time in my life, what I do and why I do it was crystal clear. And it's so deeply rooted inside every part of me. It's something that I just can't help but to think about. My mind is always observing leaders and thinking what I can learn from them to share with others, and what I may be able to pick up on to help them improve their leadership, even if it's a small, minute tip. I just love studying leadership and helping others grasp the fact that it's not anything they should shy away from, but it's something that everyone can learn to be better at. And the best part about leadership development is the more developed you get, the better you can be for your people, the people who are around you all the time, whether it's at work or away from work. It could be at home or just hanging out with friends. Leadership is everywhere you look. You just can't get away from it. Everything you do and are involved in requires a leader. And it's either you leading or it's somebody else leading. Okay, well, I know I kind of got up on my soapbox there a little bit today, but I wanted to share this light bulb moment with you, and I wanted to give you a challenge as well. So, just like my wife why'd me until I got to the point of yelling back at her, I want you to do the same thing. Ask yourself why you do what you do. Why do you lead? Why do you want to help people? Why do you love doing certain things that you do? And each time you answer one of those questions, ask yourself again, why? Until you uncover something that really motivates you. I mean, something that makes you want to take immediate action. And be forewarned, there's a good chance that you may get to the point of tears or even crying. Because discovering your why or your purpose in life is an amazing feeling. I've heard a quote from a variety of people that alluded to the importance of discovering your why or your purpose. And it said this: the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Today's challenge is to push yourself enough to figure out your why. Push yourself until you know for sure you have discovered why you do what you do and think the way you think. And it'll probably force you to go way back in your life. Maybe to even think back to your childhood and about what you used to do, and most likely an early pain point that you may have experienced. For me, it happened to be the pain point of having lousy leaders and how terrible they made every day. Hey, that's it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.